author of Light of Lucia, and today I'm going to show you how to make pasta from scratch. But before I go there, I really would like to talk to you also about the book. The book was designed a little bit different than all the normal Italian cookbooks. When I actually had the book in mind, I did not want to have a book that was going to be really like any normal Italian cookbook, which you have the starters, the main, vegetables, dessert. I wanted to really do the book in stages of life, in stages of us growing every day and changing what we want from life. And the book is also very much the story of a little girl who grows into this Italian society. The society is very much the same anywhere in the world, and this is what we're going to discover through the book. And I also thought that it was very important to give recipes that were important in different times of our lives. So we started really with the baptism, and the baptism part is very much the part that a woman is a little bit tired at that point. She just had a baby, so I decided to have recipes there that were quite easy to follow. The first steps chapter is really the most important chapter in every Italian woman's life. We do, at that point, we make pasta, we make risotto, we make polenta. We actually start getting ready to our everyday basics. And it is very much the birth of our Italian cooking happens there, and it is a chapter that you will find that is very, very important. We then have all the different stages: Christmas, Mother's Day, Happy New Year's, and Befana. We have all different superstitions happening during the feste, which is absolutely a beautiful part of the book, because you can actually pick any of the chapter for any time of the year and you come out with a fantastic menu. Then we're gonna go to the stage that this little girl is growing, and she is going to go to university and socialize with friends. And when we socialize with friends, when we are 18, 19, we want to really eat fast food. So you have penne alla vodka, spaghetti aglio e peperoncino, things that goes in 5 minutes and it's ready, because at that point it's 5 minutes only that we have. Later in her life, this little girl will fall in love, and then, as all of us do, we go back to the other stage of life, which is trying to impress the man we love. And then as we go back to that level, you're going to start using recipes that are a little bit more complex, because you're going to be calling your mother, your auntie. You want that recipe to catch that man. We then have weddings. Obviously she will get married, and during the wedding we exchange recipes like we normally do in a wedding in Italy. And the final chapter, it is the mother-in-law. The mother-in-law chapter is very much a chapter that it is the best for the last. The mother-in-law is the most challenging chapter, because this woman has done everything with love and love only. And this is the dangerous part, because when you do something with love, it's a very magic ingredient. You need to control that ingredient, and it's up to you to do that. I can't get you to do that, so every single recipe on that chapter is a little bit difficult and has extra love. So take that chapter very carefully. Please start with the beginning and go all the way through until you reach the end, but add extra love towards the end, please. Making pasta is very simple, and it is probably very important for me to show you that, because most stages of the book you're gonna find a different type of shape, a different type of pasta there, and the technique remains the same. So in my classes I only teach as we teach in Bologna, which is flour and eggs, nothing else. Now we normally measure the flour for each egg. Now you will find recipes all around the world that they tend to be very much the same. They always give you 100 grams of flour for one large egg. The difference that we find is that most people out there do not understand what happens with the weather, that every day the weather changes. So what we do is very simple. We give an extra 10 grams per large egg, and that extra 10 grams of flour is completely weather related. So we do 110 grams of flour per large egg. So if we are doing 2 egg pasta, which is what we are doing today, it will be 220 grams of flour for 2 eggs. So how we do that is very simple. We open up a well with the flour that we have. So this is 220 grams of flour. So we open up a well right here, and then we add a little bit of that flour on the side. So I break the eggs right in the center. Please use eggs at room temperature because it's much easier. And then we are going to start beating the eggs. As you beat the eggs here, make sure your eggs have been beaten like a little omelette. Now start adding the flour. As you add the flour here, I want you to create a custard, and the custard here has to be perfect. Now I want your custard here to have a perfect consistency. A custard that I can open up, nothing has failed, and that's exactly what I want. At this point now, I will clean my fork, taking all the little bits and pieces of egg that we have there, egg custard, and now we are going to start covering that egg. What you should do is actually pack everyone together, get everyone together so they will be all one on top of the other, like that. We are packing them around like that. We are going to start now. Fill the dough. So clean your area. Try to get all the little bits and pieces that you have. Leave your dough here right at this minute, and take the spatula and clean all your area. Now as you go right inside of the dough, it's sticky. You cannot go ahead and knead anything like this. It means to me today that we have a lot of water in here. So what I do is I go and I add a very little touch of our special gourd. And what it does now is very simple. It will start fixing my dough. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start the kneading process. Now the kneading process is very much the development of the gluten. Now the gluten is here. Yes, he is currently asleep, meaning that now we have to wake him up. And how do we wake him up? Is by dancing with the dough. In Italy we say if you know how to dance, you know how to knead. So I want you to now start moving your legs and going around and try to make the dough really go into the center of the table. Put the dough like this and then turn and back. To wake up this gluten we need 6 minutes. So just try to transfer your weight, and then you will find the dough will start to change its color. The dough is going to be much more elastic. Therefore, once we cook the pasta, it's going to have a perfect texture. If you don't develop the gluten, no matter how long you cook the pasta, it will remain hard. So this is very important. Take care of the dough just like this. Add a little bit of the flour, and then you just take any bowl and just cover the dough for a good 30 minutes. That now is time for the dough to relax. The gluten needs to be fully relaxed before you can start working with him again. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Start first chapter of the book before you go into the mother-in-law, but I'm sure you'll get there. Thank you.